Well, hello everyone. I miss you guys so much. Hopefully, we'll be able to see each other in a Zoom virtual classroom or something in the coming weeks. But I wanted to give you just a little bit of a starter to get us back into the habit of doing some work. And a lot of this is just review. Um, we're not really giving you new instruction over the next few weeks, so much of what we will be doing and what we will be sending you will be based on what we've done previously this year. Okay, so what I would like to do with this little recording today, and I think I have to keep it under 15 minutes, so I'm going to you'll hear my dogs in the background, and I apologize. I'm going to pause every now and then when they get too obnoxious. But go ahead and grab a piece of paper or open up a Word document if you can split screen, because I am going to ask that you do several things throughout this recording and then either snap a picture if you're handwriting and email it to me, or share a Word document with me or email a Word document to demonstrate what you've done during the recording. All right, hold on a second. I'm going to pause. It's not going to mean anything on the recording, but I need to, I think, let my dog out. So the first thing that we're going to do, hopefully you have your paper now, pause this recording at any time so that you can do what I'm asking you to do, or um, if you need a break. But the first thing that I'd like you to do, we're focusing, if you can see on the agenda, we're going back to the idea of assertion, evidence, and commentary. ACE is stands for something a little bit different, but the same idea is assertion, evidence, and commentary. So the first thing to get us back into the habit of supporting our assertions as a warm-up, I'd like you to tell me about your favorite place. Give me 2 reasons why it's your favorite. So you'll notice my example is very, very short. Yours does not need to be any longer. My example is my bedroom is my favorite place because I can relax and let go of the day's worries. I can play music or TV, any music or TV I want, and I don't have to be concerned about bothering other family members. So boom, an assertion, and then 2 reasons why it is my favorite. Okay, so pause and go ahead and do that. Okay, so the next little activity that we're going to do is again the review of the paragraph. So I would like you to review these 5 questions or 1 question, and then for 2 through 5, match the assertion, evidence, or commentary with the best choice, your matching choices. So the first question is, why is this such a great method, the assertion, evidence, and commentary? Why does it help us write a good paragraph or essay or opinion piece? And then match assertion. Is it A, B, or C? Evidence A, B, or C? Commentary A, B, or C? And then which should be the longest, assertion, evidence, or commentary? So again, pause the video for a moment and answer these review questions. Okay, so next little activity, again as a review, take a look at this particular paragraph. Is this a weak example or a strong example of an assertion, evidence, and commentary paragraph? And then you're going to answer the 3 questions on your sheet or document. So here's the paragraph. Today we are too self-centered. Most families no longer sit down to eat together, preferring instead to eat on the go while rushing to the next appointment. And that is from it's a cited source. Everything is about what we want. Okay, so look at the 3 bullet points and jot down some answers. They don't have to be necessarily long. Does the evidence relate to the claim? Is the claim about, the claim is assertion. It's just another word for assertion. Is the claim about self-centeredness related to families eating together? Does the writer explain the connection? So if you answer no on several of these, then it's probably a weak example. If you answered yes, that you think that the claim is related to the assertion or the evidence, excuse me, then you would think it's strong. But I don't think I have access to my tools. But here is your assertion. We are too self-centered. So then everything else should be related specifically to that. Okay. If the connection is explained well, then you would say it's strong. Obviously, this is a weak example. Okay, so here's a stronger example. And I do want you to do this on your paper. We're going to, and we've done this before in the past, break down this paragraph and identify which is the assertion, which is the evidence, and which is the commentary. This, by the way, up here, this little image, ACE strategy, here's the reason why it's ACE instead of AEC. A is answer the question, C is cite the evidence, and E is expand. So that's a little different than assertion, evidence, and commentary, but it's the same thing. All right, so here is the paragraph, and again, on your paper or Word document, you're going to identify the assertion, evidence, and commentary. Today, Americans are too self-centered. Even our families don't matter as much as they once did. Other people and activities take precedence. In fact, evidence shows that most families no longer eat together, preferring instead to eat on the go while rushing to the next appointment, and that's your cited evidence. Sit-down meals are a time to share and connect with others. However, that connection has become less valued as families begin to prize individual activities over shared time, promoting self-centeredness over group identity. So again, pause your recording and identify the assertion, evidence, and commentary on your paper. And I believe the last little activity for this review, that was Miss Averna. She's ready to set up our Zoom for today. We'll see if we can do this. So here's what I'd like you to do. Write your own little paragraph, okay, on your, again, paper or Word document, your assertion, evidence, and commentary. And here's the prompt. What is the best candy? Why? Originally, obviously, going to be a partner exercise. So you're doing this individually. Sorry, I needed to fix that. And then again, follow the steps. Assertion. What is your assertion to the specific question? What is the best answer? Note that one example from the text supports or reveals your answer. So your evidence is why is this the best? You're not going to have a page number because we're not reading anything. Commentary, just explain it. So we're not using text again, but how does your evidence support your assertion? Write in complete sentences. So again, pause the recording and see if you can write your own little assertion, evidence, commentary. It does not have to be lengthy on what is the best candy. I'm sorry, my phone is blowing up. You hear that in the background. I want you to pause again and review sentence types. We didn't really do a whole lot with sentences. We had started at the beginning of the year diagramming and looking at how sentences how we can break down sentences by subject, verb, direct object, indirect object. We started with prepositional phrases, and I think that's as far as we got. But I do want you to take 4 minutes and if you can't click on the link here, go ahead and retype it or write it down. It's just a 4-minute little video on sentence types, but we're going to go ahead and move on and talk about passive and active voice in writing. And I only have a few minutes left of this recording. So we were going to do this, we're going to skip this, but identify which is a simple sentence, compound sentence, or complex sentence. So we're going to skip this particular activity on identifying which is simple, which is compound, and which is complex. Okay, but we do need to review how to identify the subject and the verb, and we've been doing a lot of this before, obviously, the writing SOL. So I know that this is, excuse me, this is review. So the first step is to obviously look for the action or the state of being word to find the verb. For example, Kevin reported the threat. So the action is reported. Ask yourself who or what to find the subject. Who reported? Kevin reported. Ask, for example, Paula is an astronaut. Who is? Paula is. All right, but here's what we did not really get a chance to discuss. And I know this is kind of new material. You're not going to be tested on it, but it is something that we naturally should have gone to. Active voice is when the subject is performing the actual action of the verb. Okay, so active voice, the subject is doing the action. Passive voice, and this is what, if you plan on going to college, and Miss Averna talks about this a lot, I think, or Miss Gerhardt's, I can't remember, but I too experienced this. Professors hate passive voice, many of them do. There is a time and place for passive voice, but passive voice typically makes the writer seem wishy-washy. So we are always trying to write an active voice, but we need to be able to identify which is active and which is passive. Passive voice, the definition is a verb in passive voice is when the action is received by the subject as opposed to the subject performing. So here are some examples. Mary Harris, Mother Jones, supported child labor laws. So the verb is supported. Who supported? Mother Jones did. So she is performing the action. Okay, this is active voice. Here's the second sentence. Child labor laws were supported by Mother Jones. So were supported is the subject. Are child labor laws supporting themselves? No, they are receiving the action. Mother Jones supported labor laws. Okay. No, it's a little tricky, but we're going to try a little activity. So to form passive, form the passive voice by using the form of the verb be in the past participle of the main verb. If we want to emphasize the receiver of the action, so there are appropriate places, or to show that the doer of the action is unimportant or unknown. For examples, millions of women and children have been helped by Mother Jones's activism. We want the emphasis to be the people who received the help. Jones was known as the mother of the laboring class. So it is appropriate at times, but generally you want to, especially when you are writing to convince your reader of something, you want to write an active. I think my video is going to time out, so you will be receiving a very short second video. So make sure you click on the second link as well. Hold on, guys. Thank you.